Hey everyone! So today we're going to talk about a true animated classic, a film from 1999 that so many of us love, The Iron Giant. And we're going to explore why this beautiful movie is, believe it or not, one of the best ways to start thinking about the huge questions we're all facing with artificial intelligence today. To really get what this film is all about, we've got to go right back to the very beginning. It all started with this one simple but incredibly powerful question that the director, Brad Bird, came up with. This single question, this is the whole movie right here. It tells you right away that this story isn't just about a giant robot. It's about purpose, it's about choice, and it's about identity. It's a puzzle that everyone in the film, and us watching it, gets to try and figure out. So the movie is all about this little kid, Hogarth Hughes, who finds this enormous metal man who literally fell from space. Now, this giant was built for one thing, destruction. But through his friendship with Hogarth, he starts to realize he might have a say in who he gets to be. And that internal tug of war is really the soul of the film. Okay, so I know what you might be thinking. A kids' movie from the 90s? What does that have to do with AI right now? Well, it turns out that stories are one of the best ways we, as humans, grapple with huge, complicated ideas. Films like this are almost like a cultural practice run. They give us a safe place to explore all our anxieties and our hopes about technology. They basically give us a shared language to talk about something as complex as artificial intelligence, often years before it becomes a part of our daily lives. And that's exactly what makes this movie such an amazing tool, especially for parents and for teachers. We can actually use it as more than just a great film. We can use it as a kind of lens to connect this fictional world to the very real world of AI. So let's make this practical. How does a story set in the middle of the Cold War help you talk to your kids or your students about the tech that's shaping their world today? Well, the key is to have a simple, structured way to watch it. And this framework gives us exactly that. It's from real versus real, and it gives us 4 different ways to look at the story. Each one helps us zero in on a different piece of the AI puzzle in the film. Let's just, walk through them real quick. First up is AI literacy. This is really just about understanding what makes the tech tick. In the movie, we have no idea where the giant came from. Who built him? How does he work? It's a mystery, and that forces us to think about the black box of technology, the stuff we don't always understand. Next, AI ethics. And wow, this movie is just packed with ethical dilemmas. You see the risk and how the military reacts with fear and aggression, and you see the safeguard in Hogarth's friendship and his guidance. It's a perfect picture of that tension between seeing AI as a threat versus seeing it as a partner. The third lens here is AI fluency. This is all about the partnership, the teamwork between people and AI. And the friendship between Hogarth and the giant, it's the perfect example. Hogarth is literally teaching the giant about the world, about choices, and together they figure out how to communicate and solve problems. And finally, there's AI development. This one gets at the idea that how a system is built has huge consequences. The giant was made to be a weapon. That's his default programming. And when he feels threatened, that programming just takes over. This design choice creates the entire conflict of the movie. Can he be more than what he was built for? Okay, so using this framework is an amazing way to watch the film. But, and this is really important, it comes with a major warning. We have to be crystal clear about separating the real, the movie fantasy, from the real, the technology we have today. So let's be super clear on this. The Iron Giant in the movie is a conscious being. He has a soul, he has feelings, he's self-aware. Today's AI is not that at all. It's an incredibly powerful tool that's amazing at finding patterns in data. It doesn't have feelings or consciousness or its own desires, and that difference is probably the single most important thing to remember when we talk about AI in movies. Once you get that distinction, it actually brings us to the movie's deepest, most powerful message. When you separate the fiction from the fact, you realize the lesson isn't really about the robot at all. When you strip away all the sci-fi stuff, what you find at the center of this movie is something so profoundly human. The story uses this amazing what-if about a soulful machine to explore something that's at the core of being human, our power to choose who we want to be. I mean, this line is everything. It's the heart of the movie. It's what Hogarth tells the giant, basically giving him permission to fight his programming to become something new. It is such a powerful message of hope and empowerment. And this is exactly why this story is so relevant right now, because we are the ones building and guiding artificial intelligence. The values we put into it, the goals we give it, the rules we set for it, those are our choices. The tech itself doesn't have a soul, but it will absolutely be a reflection of the choices made by the people who created. So, in the end, the Iron Giant isn't really a warning about a killer robot. It's more like an invitation for us to think about our own humanity. It leaves us with a really big question. As we build these incredible new machines, what are we going to choose for them to be? It's a question we're thinking about. Thanks for tuning in.